Well, AstonMTB fans, you got less than 24 hours to win this bike. Let me give you a quick overview of it. It's a 5-part written review series on my website that you can read much more in depth about it. The first article is an introduction to how I came to build these interesting, weird bikes that I've had for the last couple of years. Second part is about the geometry. Third part about kinematics. Fourth part about the steel, construction and flex. And fifth part about the amazing Avalanche suspension. So there's lots of reading to do there. Now I'll just give you a quick overview. First up, I started building these strange bikes because I've been testing lots of different bikes over years and years and years. For myself, while I was racing, for different bike companies, for different media outlets, and couldn't really get what I wanted and knew that the bikes could be better in different ways. So this sort of culminated in my testing knowledge over years as to what I thought would be sort of the best bike of the future, that's reliable, easy to look after, easy to ride, just fun. More time riding, less time maintaining. Steel frame, it'll last you forever. If you crash an alloy or a carbon fibre bike, you might be worried about repairing the carbon fibre, if it's broken or not. Alloy, you might crack a frame, you could re-weld it, you've got to get it heat treated, can be quite difficult. Steel, you have a problem with steel, you can get it repaired properly at your leisure, or if you're in an emergency situation, maybe you're on a bike holiday, get to a local garage, any bloke with a welder will weld that up and you'll be able to keep on riding, no problems. Also the steel frame, in my opinion, just gives the best ride quality. It might not be the lightest or the most nicely formed or shaped, but ride quality, I'm always going steel, my preferred frame construction material. And just simple, straight tubes, external cable routing, threaded BB, 2 bearings, single pivot, easy. Single pivot, there's nothing wrong with a single pivot in my opinion. With a good shock tune, some modern technology like an O-chain and a good setup, there's nothing wrong. Don't listen to the multi-pivot marketing people. You can get 99% of the performance you need out of a single pivot, no problem. Geometry, extra long. It's actually very short. It's a little bit short for me in the cockpit, in the riding area. 510mm reach, which is quite long, but paired with a short 18mm stem and slightly more back-swept SQ Lab bars. So the centre of your grips is in line with the centre of your steering tube to give you the most accurate steering. The actual riding length isn't as big as you would expect just by looking at the reach number. Steep 80-degree seat angle, again, puts you in a centred, easy to ride position. Long chainstay, people kept making the front end of bikes longer and longer for years, never made the chainstays any longer. This is a 490mm chainstay. Amazing balance, really easy to turn, really easy to get the back to slide out gently, really easy to stay balanced in the middle of the bike. Don't worry about what people say in the comments, you can easily ride this bike around any tight or any long corner, probably better than any other bike you've ever rode. Slightly higher BB. The bikes are so long nowadays and so stable thanks to bigger wheels, slacker head angles, shorter offsets. You don't need a super low BB, so this one's a little bit higher than normal. Better clearance for pedalling and just better clearance bombing through rough, gnarly rock sections or through ruts. Kinematics, linear shock ratio with custom tuned shock. So loads of sag, 33% sag on this shock, no bottom out issues. It does bottom out sometimes, but most of the time using a lot of the travel, really predictable as it's linear, really easy to tune, really easy to feel the changes that you make to the bike. For me, linear suspension gives you the most sporty, active ride, the most mid-stroke support. Fantastic. O-chain, there's a bit of pedal kickback on a single pivot bike, so the O-chain just cuts out any pedal kickback. This is the O-chain R, which can actually be swapped between 4, 6, 9 or 12 degrees on the fly. I've just been running it on 4 and it's been great. The anti-squat is over 100%, so it pedals really well, climbs really well. Really stable under pedaling, fantastic. Suspension, Avalanche suspension from America. Looks boring. Boxer Select and Bomber CR chassis, but basically everything else has been changed. Full Avalanche internals in the shock, including their hard chrome shaft, bottom out bumper, all custom shims. The fork, it's a hybrid coil fork, this one. So it's got the single debonair air spring on the left-hand side, running at half pressure. On the right-hand side, there's a steel coil in there wrapped around the custom damper. Absolutely amazing. Equal spring pressure in each side of the fork, goes up and down perfectly straight. Loads of sag, 30% sag on this fork. No bottom outs, loads of support. Probably the best fork I've ever rode, absolutely incredible. Gutted to give this fork away. I'm definitely going to be ordering another Avalanche fork as soon as possible because this has been exceptional. What else have we got? We got mullet wheels, 29 front, 27 rear. This helps the bike to turn better. Allows the rear wheel to oversteer slightly more than the front. Makes cornering more predictable. 28 thin spokes on the front and 32 thicker spokes on the rear. Softer wheel at the front for more flex and stiffer wheel at the rear for more support. Most of your weight's going through the rear wheel when you're riding. Schwalbe Taki-chan tyres, ultra soft front, soft rear, super gravity casing. These tyres have been excellent. I'll definitely buy and use these again in the future for soft, mixed, all conditions. To finish off, push-on ODI grips. They're nice and cheap and they absorb more vibration than a lock-on grip. SQ Lab bar with 12-degree back sweep. High rise, Rulesman 18mm direct mount stem. AstonMTB, build bike better. Headset cap. Full Shimano brakes and drivetrain. These have been great. Haven't had the wandering brake point problem. The gears have been fine. Just getting on with the job. No overheating with the brakes, no problems. Solid Shimano cranks, no problems. SQ Lab saddle and 1-up 220 to 240mm dropper post. Overall, an amazing package. You can win it for £6. You can head to my website, AstonMTB.bike. There's hours of reading on there to be done about this bike, and then you can buy a ticket to win the bike. Very good odds to win at the moment. £6 only. This includes global free shipping to wherever you are in the world. You can pay with GBP, Euro, USD. You're backed by the Raffle guarantee, and you can use any credit card, any debit card, Apple Pay and Google Pay to make it nice and simple. So that's it. Go and read the review, go and get some tickets, and good luck in the draw. 9 o'clock GMT, Sunday the 11th of August. Thank you.